but your brother don't. These are things that we're going to. Why are we those believers? Read on, Sarah.
Verse 45, and sold their possessions and goods.
Wait a minute, hold up. Why would they have to sell their possessions and goods? Well, let's put it in today's context. Not hear nothing? We're back up. Technical difficulties, Israel. Back up. 1, 2, 1, 2. Lord will. We good? All right, we're back up. All right. Read it again, please. Verse 44.
Okay, Acts chapter 2 and verse 44. And all that believed were together.
All of the Israelites that believed, meaning we keep the commandments, Ecclesiasticus 32, verse 24. If we believe, we're going to do the commandments. Read on.
And had all things common.
What does that mean? All things. And it could be today, all food might be common and shared. Okay? And the next part, it goes into selling things. Why would you sell things? Read on.
And sold their possessions and goods.
Why would you do that? Because it might get so damn hard that people that got more money, that have more resources to be able to buy the essentials. The essentials, like covering your four walls, right? A roof to cover shame, food, water, and basic clothes. We might have to provide that for our people. And those of you who have a $500,000 house and 4 cars, you, if you was a believer, here's an example for you. And that's how we're going to know. That's when the Lord going to say, my children finally get it. We've been Babylonianized. We've been Americanized. We are capitalist thinkers. Let's be honest with ourselves. We are capitalistic. The pursuit of individual wealth. Me, I, mine. That's the way we was raised. We got to start saying we, us, our. This is our show. This is our nation. It's very important we come to that level. We're not there yet. Read on.
And parted them to all men, as every man had need.
So let me give you an example. We have brothers in the congregation who have 6, 10, 12 children. What happens if that man loses his job? Well, guess what? We're going to have to get more food and more resources to that family. This is what the Bible is saying. This can happen to us. This is going to happen to us. We need to prepare. We need to prepare. Read on.
And they, continuing daily with one accord in the temple, and breaking bread from house to house.
House to house. It might come down to house to house. During this time, this was the Acts of the Apostles, right? So this was shortly after Christ left. Well, guess what? The Acts of the Apostles right now, you got bishops and deacons traveling and captains throughout the earth, okay, evangelizing, spreading this good news. And amongst all this that's happening, okay, guess what? There's going to be poor amongst us that will lose jobs. There's going to be poor amongst us that are going to be hit hard. And it is our job as a body that we believe to bring things together. And it's going to be faith. It's going to be faith. And I think the Lord is bringing us together so that He can see who really believes. Some of you are just going, and if you get the job, like I said, that's between you and the Most High. Anyway, read on.
Did eat their meat with gladness and singleness of heart.
So even when we hit the hard times, we got to be low, be patient when we're brought to a low state. You lose your job, you got no food in the house, okay? Be patient. The Lord got you. If you believe, other believers are going to pick you up and hold you down. And that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. I pray that we have that spirit. That's why we try to do a community garden. A lot of us do community gardens. We got leadership, upper leadership. Listen, get your storehouses up. Start preparing. I think it was one of the deacons brought out of class about, listen, make sure you seal it right. Because he brought out what the mildew. Okay? Make sure you seal it, vacuum, whatever you're doing to get the air out. All these things, we got to use wisdom. All right? We got to use wisdom. It's very important we understand that, Israel. Very, very important. What's wrong with the screen?
Hey, there's an echo inside of the playback.
Hey, yeah, go to the video. easier. We wanted to avoid confusion, and so we want to even the playing field, and this is why we moved that December 8th deadline that you're talking about to January 4th.
How did concerns about the supply chain, the possibility of workers maybe quitting because of these mandates play into that decision and that timing?
So, I mean, if you're asking, like, if we think the rules impact supply chain, the answer is no. We don't think that it will. First of all, vaccine requirements work. We have talked about that. We've given examples. Like,
you know why she stuttered? Because she's telling a lie. They know exactly that it's going to affect supply chain because an owner-operator is a sole proprietor. If a sole proprietorship falls under private sector, they know exactly what they're doing.
They'll fall under partnership or corporation, which still is private sector.
Right.
It's still private sector. Even if they're not sole proprietor and they're going to fall under either partnership because they got a partner with a company, or they're going to fall under corporate because they're going to be working for a company. Yep. Right. Also, man, you had that article that goes into that, and it talked about the flight employees. Yes. That is so that also man has an article he's about to bring out because if one brother I know reached out to me, Southwest Airlines were going to they put harsh mosquito bite mandates. And they backed up now. Now they're taking the letters of the religious exemption because they realized there was enough employees were going to say, hell, we're not dealing with this. So now they're trying to use different tactics. So here's an example of an airline that the people are, you know.
Hey, you got it. It's the RT International U.S. Airline staff.
Yeah, load that up.
That just goes to show you they don't really give a damn about what's going on. Because how you going to say people quitting from getting the vaccine and you saying that it's not going to affect them? That don't even make no damn sense.
Because they get black women to do their dirty work. They said black, they said, and
It's not me being some what do they call it, misogynistic man. I don't hate women. My mama didn't do me nothing. All right? But Kamala Harris said that black women was the backbone of this year's election. She said black women are the backbone of democracy. Because of black women, this election was able to happen.
So this is what she said.
So it's black women's fault that we got a senile old man as president and a Hindu woman as vice president.
Wow. That's what they said. They said this. They put that on y'all. Now, what I will say is, this is what y'all asked for. Y'all thought Trump was bad. I was cool with Trump. Trump had my pockets a little fat. You know what I'm saying? Trump had me straight. I was good. I knew he was racist. And guess what? He stayed out of my way. We stayed out of his way. It is what it is.
Hey, Esau is funny. Esau is out there chanting, FOMO, Joe got to go.
4 more. Yeah.
Yeah, because they want Trump back for 4 more.
Yeah, why not? Now watch this. Peep that out.
U.S. airline staff could end up on the streets for refusing vaccines, pilot tells RT.
The airline is saying they could end up on the street for refusing the vaccine. Remember, these are people that fly your planes, that fly you from one place to another. How you not going to have a shipping crisis if the pilots won't even fly people? You got pilots that won't even fly people. You think they're going to have truckers that's going to take the jab, that's going to take freight from L.A. to New York? Come on, man. Read that.
With details of President Biden's private sector vaccine mandate revealed, commercial pilot Jason Kunish told RT that mandates are already risk catering the aviation industry, which is dealing with severe staffing shortages.
So they already dealing with staffing shortages. Now the mandate is going to cut it even more. Now this is private sector. Planes, pilots, guess what? I didn't know that. But pilots fall under private sector. Who knew? So all y'all people that's trying to travel, how you gonna do that? How you gonna do that? If the pilots won't get the jab. Read.
The Department of Labor's Occupational Health and Safety Administration, OSHA, on Thursday revealed that the details of the Biden administration's controversial vaccine order for the private companies.
So guess what? All of y'all that are OSHA 10, OSHA 30, all of y'all, guess what? It's coming for you too. If you got OSHA certifications, you got a job that requires OSHA certifications, 9 times out of 10, you about to be under that mandate too. Read.
The order in which OSHA is considering making permanent requires all companies with more than 100 staff to force their employees to get their.
Wait, you gotta read that a little slower. You gotta read that a little slower.
Okay, the order which OSHA is considering making permanent.
So OSHA is gonna make this thing permanent. There is no more back to normal. This is the new normal now. Get used to it. Read.
Requires all companies with more than 100 staff.
So more than 100 people under their employ.
To force their employees.
To ask their employees.
Damn.
To force their employees.
To suggest to their employees.
To force their employees to get vaccinated by early January or submit regular testings and to masking.
So they're going to force it on you. This is not an asking thing. This is force on you.
Right.
And this goes back to that one world order thing.
And that's what Officer Mikael just brought out earlier. And to your point, now they create a segregated workforce. The mask wearers, those are the bad guy troublemakers. The vaccinated ones that don't wear a mask, now you force them. What's the next step? With a weekly test, okay, now they can create more pressure. They can fine you. They can suspend you without pay. After a certain number of failed tests, they can force you to resign and not have to pay you unemployment. They're going to box us in, man. And this is where the Lord, remember, in Hosea 5:15, in their affliction they shall seek me early. A lot of people are going to repent out of this because they're going to see the evil in this, that they're being bought, and most are going to turn them. They're going to seek the Israelites. They're going to seek this truth. So, brothers, get ready. Get ready. It's coming.
Hey, Cap, I'm looking in the comments on YouTube, and Miss Tori says, I work from home, and the job is mandating.
From home.
She says she works
Ask
from
her
home.
what company she works, if she doesn't mind sharing that.
Hey, Miss Tori, if you don't mind sharing, what company do you work for? And she says she works from home, and they mandate. That's crazy.
That's some crazy stuff right there. So you work from home, where you don't have the ability to pass germs on to other people because your commute is getting 12 feet.
You can't make this up. Humana. You can't make it up.
Humana is a major
healthcare company.
Healthcare company. Wow.
This goes
I
to
have
show
no
you
words
that
for that.
it's not. It's no more about health. This ain't about health no more.
No, it's not.
This is now. It's an agenda. This not about health no more. I mean, because back in the day, I mean, a couple years ago, you want the flu shot? No. All right. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't telling you was going to lose your job if you ain't get a flu shot. Now they're mandating it. This is an agenda. Why are they pushing this so hard? Why do they want everybody to get this shot? Why? If it's supposed to be effective, then the people who got it already shouldn't be affected by those who don't have it, which is why they can walk around with no mask on.
Hey, scroll down real quick. I can't really show flying by. Go down, Sarai, where it says staff shortages have been blamed for a deluge of flight delays.
Okay.
So what the American public doesn't realize is there's power. There's power in numbers. And what happened is they're saying 2,000 flights got canceled. Let me read it again. America canceled more than 2,000 flights last weekend. That's a lot of flights. So the power comes with the numbers. The reality is they put so much fear in this system that they make you think that you have to individually do this or you're going to lose everything. That's the fear. But read that, please.
Staff shortages have been blamed for the deluge of flight delays and cancellations over the weekend and during preceding weeks.
Remember, the lady just said that it's nothing to do with it. It's not going to be a problem. Well, then, how do you explain 2,000 flights being canceled if the vaccine mandates are not a problem? How do you explain that? Let's go back 5 years ago. Let's go back 10 years ago. Let's go back 20 years ago. Do you have the same historical? You do not. This is the first time in history that this has happened on this level. This is serious, y'all. Read on.
American Airlines has canceled more than 2,000 flights last weekend, 2 weeks after Southwest Airlines canceled similar number in a single weekend.
So what? Southwest doubled back. I have a brother that's been there for 13 years. He wrote the letter. They would give him a hard time, and they loosened restrictions now because guess what? People called out. There was called in sick, and they realized that the people had a certain amount of power. Guess what happened? They loosened it up. So it is directly, if Southwest set a mandate, beginning pressure from the federal government, and they as a private employer said, no, we're backing up. Why? Because you canceled more than 2,000 flights in America. How much money do you think that is? 2,000 flights. And each flight, let's just say there's an average of 40 to 70 people, right? Depending on the level of flight. What does a plane ticket cost? An average of what? $350 to $500 roughly? That's some bread right there. So now when you touch their pockets, then they can change the rules then. You see how it works? I could change the rules then because you affected my pockets. We have to, I'm telling you, man, Esau, I pray that enough of these Edomites stand up, and they remember the scriptures say, a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. I pray the Lord that a lot of these Edomites, stand up and make it hard as hell for these people. Maybe that'll be some mercy for us.
Hey, Cap, what is the best time to attack an enemy of yours? When they got internal conflict.
Mm-hmm.
They got internal conflict, and let's say everybody in the U.S., all of they pilots, they stop working, the shipping containers, people not getting supplies to their home. Okay, so you even messing with your own defense system.
Yep. Don't forget Ishmael then came over here too.
Yeah, so 90,000 Ishmaelites is over here. You got Ishmael that's in Iran and Iraq right now, making deals with Russia, Korea, China. They're making deals right now. And we imploding from within because of a shot mandate. Think about what's going on. What's going to be the perfect time to attack?
Right, and Trump, and that's why they hate Trump. Because Trump was forcing these borders, the southern border, right? The Texas border to Mexico. And now Biden is loosening that. I'm just speaking generalistically. Guess what? That border, a lot of Levi, they shut Levi down. The Haitians try to come up, and they could stop their ass. But guess what? Who you think else is coming through that border? You could have Arabs. They put a little rag on their face. They can blend right in with the South American and the Central Americans. This is what they do in their bodegas in New York City. Come right up. They got all these caterpillars planting it in. They're planting it in, just like you said, Officer Matt. Now, we had a whole bunch of articles. We can go into that next week. As all of this is happening, we're going to close out with this. As all this, the shipping container crisis, the federal mandates on vaccines, both at private large companies and federal, is creating, 10 minutes, is creating an avenue for what? The weakening of this country. Okay, the economic rising of prices of food and goods and other services. All that's happening, and our enemies are watching it all. The great, mighty America is now vulnerable. And they know that. And it's prophecy. It is prophecy. They're going to get weak. They're going to get weak. Was there anything on that article? I think we did good on that one. The whole article was good. Look at Captain Zakar posted this. Captain Yadin, rather. Pull up that Time magazine article. Take a look at this. Yes, sir. It's called Time the Last Call. Some of y'all might have seen this. And we can identify Sleepy Joe with his traditional blue tie sitting, not sleeping, but sitting in the front row. There is the Sheetamite in her, looking like she about 112, in her flower hat. Is that the Queen of England?
Yep.
Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth. Now, the guy in the back, and it's funny they showed the token. The black dude in the back, he's a Catholic priest. What's his name? I forget his name. Look at the white collar.
I don't know his name.
It's funny how they show the black Catholic priest. Oh yeah, they got a token. Now, all that and then there's the little girl. She's probably 16 now. Look behind the Sheetamite with her hand in her face. That's the girl that is for the environment. Did y'all see about her? What's her name? What's her name? She's the girl that was outspoken. I can't remember her name. If somebody gets her name. Somebody online gets her name. She's a environmental activist, and she's a teenager. She's sitting behind. Now, all that being said, I pulled this up for a reason. Why is it raining on the people in the back? Why can't we see their faces? Look at the fire to the right. Look at the storm. And see the sun on the other side? When they say at the last call, Esau's telling on himself, the world is coming to an end right in front of our eyes. Yep. This is Time. This is the Time magazine. Why would they put this up on the cover? Why would they put this up on the cover? Y'all got to understand, we living in some tumultuous. This is the greatest time of Deacon Asaph. Listen, this is the end. We living in the last days. This is it. We getting close.
They're
close.
Witches. They're monthly prognosticators. They're warlocks. All of they spiritual leaders, and they know what's coming. They know what's coming. Balaam. Oh yeah, Balaam here. Balaam know what's coming. They know what's coming. They know what's coming, and it's not that far off.
And also, I don't know if y'all notice this, but a lot of the nations that you see, that's why you got your token Negro there. But all of those are Caucasians, right? Actually, I think he's an East Indian.
I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, I think that token Negro is Desmond Tutu.
I think you might be right. And notice how he's sitting right behind Joe Biden, right? Yes, master. Yes, master. But a lot of the darker nations in the background you can't see anything other than a silhouette. And notice how the light is on all them, because they're all in agreement. And look behind them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
look behind them. They're nobodies.
COP 26 or COP 26 is written on the chairs.
Yep.
That's the climate change meeting that they're going to have this year.
They're having it now. It's in day 5. That young girl, somebody give me her name. Greta. Google that young. She's a little white girl that is challenging. You're going to kill everybody in the whales and the fish, which she's got a point. She's trying to speak up against the white power structure.
Greta Thunberg.
I think she might be 19 now. Google her real quick. So we can pull her understanding. So she is
18
years old.
From Sweden.
It's Shortasaurus Rex.
Stockholm,
She's
Sweden.
like Ace's height. Damn, 4'11". No,
she's from Stockholm, Sweden, Cap.
Damn. Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm.
Well.
And you know what? And I wonder why they put her there. It's she is the environmental activist, and there was a video that was shared that talked about, and we could they're probably going to go into this weekend, Lord's will. They're going to use religion and the environment to come together to have that one order that's going to be spread. That's why they're creating all this. But just take a look at that. I just thought that there's so much you can get from this picture. Wow. Notice it's raining and it's also snowing. That's heavy, man. There's a lot of meaning in this picture. Look at the snow. All right, look, one more article. Matter of fact, Limitations. Limitations 4:17. Get this. You are not, no matter what you try to do, Israel, you cannot depend on your enemies. Okay? We have to depend on each other. The believing Israelites have to show and improve and show our belief by looking at, yes, sir, showing our belief and looking out for each other. Limitations chapter 4. Let's start at verse 1.
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 1. How is the gold become dim?
Right. Remember when Officer Thomas pulled up about Jeshurun waxed fat. Read on.
How is the most fine gold changed?
How is it changed? Read on.
The stones of the sanctuary are poured out on top of every street.
Those stones are the Israelites. We poured out on every street, and we're not gold no more. We the lowest of the low. Watch 17.
Verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our
I'm sorry, jump to verse 2. I'm going to prove it's the Israelites. Verse 2.
Oh, verse 2. The precious sons of Zion.
Who?
The precious sons of Zion.
Those are those stones that are poured out on every street, the gold that lost its shine. 17.
Verse 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
As soon as Walmart get taken away from you, so-called black men out here, you so-called Hispanics, you can't go to Walmart no more. You can't order your stuff online. You can't get your stupid Starbucks or your Dunkin' Donuts coffee. When you start to get touched and now you're hungry and you can't get food, they showed us that in 2020. They showed you that. Read.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Your enemies ain't coming to help you. Your brother going to have to help you. That's why we read Acts chapter 2. That's why the leadership has been telling you, get your doggone storehouses. Get your stuff in order. Start growing food. Jeremiah 29, last scripture. Stop playing games. It's not hard yet. It's about to get hard. $60 for 4 cases of turkey wings, and now it's $157. It just happened yesterday. Stop playing games, y'all. This is about to get real. We ain't scared. We're just telling you this is what it is. We got to come together. New Orleans, Florida, California, all these places, we got to stand up and stand together, and the Lord will be behind that. The same how you had a God that made the soles of your feet didn't even wear when you walked for 40 years around. You got hungry and he set quails around the camp. You tell me that God can't deliver us out of famine? He's waiting for us to work together. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 5.
Come on.
Build ye houses.
Say what?
Build ye houses.
You on point, read.
And dwell in them.
Right. So in captivity, they had to build houses back then. Read on.
And plant gardens.
Do what?
And plant gardens.
What happens if you can't get no damn vegetables from your store? 3 weeks for the, sorry, sir, 3 weeks before the next shipment of vegetables come in. Oh, shoot. You got gardens that you came together and planned together. Maybe it don't really hit us bad until 4 or 5 years. Start growing now. Stop being simple. I know in New Orleans we've been simple for a minute. We ain't playing no more. You brothers and sisters that got land, you better pay attention to these scriptures. They're not written here for just on paper. We're supposed to look as believers and say, oh, shoot, they was in captivity. They did this. I wonder why. Because they need that. You need to have a backup plan, man. Read on.
And plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
And we're going to have to eat that fruit. And guess what? When you have an extra harvest, guess what we do? It's called dehydration. It's called canning and preserving. Okay? We need to have these things. So I pray that I'm trying to pump a little bit of sense of urgency into y'all. And we all got to see it coming. It's real. This thing is real, y'all. So all praise to the Most High. I hope you got something out of tonight's show. If it not, motivate you. And I'm going to say this again. The Lord told me to say this. You brothers and sisters who have more resources, if you're a believer, when the time comes and people need things. Okay? Show your faith by your actions. There's a reason why the Lord gave you what he gave you. All right? So with that, anything else? We get ready. We got announcements. Give alms.
Hey,
all praises.
Hey, just like Kat was talking about, we got to come together. We got to support each other. We can do that by giving alms. You can give alms to your local school to help support these food banks. Drop it in the envelope, put it in an alms box, or you can give via PayPal online at your local school's email address. If you want to give to IUIC New Orleans, you can do so at IUICNewOrleans@IsraelUnite.org via PayPal. If y'all want to give to Precept upon Precept, y'all can donate it at that same email address via PayPal. Just put it in the notes that is for Precept upon Precept. Also, give to the Booster Club so we can continue to push this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. You can donate to the Booster Club via PayPal at iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org.
Israel United in Christ, we are not a hate group. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Israel United in Christ is a nonviolent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Precept upon Precept. Tonight's show is grave, and guess what? We're living in some grave times. So with that, we are your host. I'm Captain Shem.
Officer Matthew.
Officer Mikael.
Officer Thomas.
And Officer Sarai, he over there.
Officer
This
Sarai.
is his first day. We going to give him a pass. He over 45 like me, wearing glasses. The guy, he needs some help. But we going to get all praise the Lord. Welcome addition to this show. So with that, we see y'all next week. Y'all stay in the spirit. Like Bishop will say, study, pray, and apply. And that means we got to work together and prepare for this famine that's about to come. So with that, we say,
Shalom.
You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line in the word, make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset. You listening to Precept on Precept. Captain Shem break it down to no meat left. Line upon line, the word make you respect. History collegiate when we teach it, brains reset.